Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak about the goal is but the cherry on top. What truly matters is the journey and all the small, wonderful experiences that happens in between. For as we move forward, every action, every feeling, every thought we do immerse ourselves in is also affecting where the goal and where our many checkpoints in life is leading to, in a sense. So the more we are immersing ourselves in here and now and what we are thinking, feeling, and have will impulses about at the moment, the more we become aware of also what the goal might look like. Of course, the goal is but a guiding point in a sense. This is where we're going, and what we do from now, whatever actions and such we do, is making that goal more and more palpable and possible, or the opposite based on if we do neglect certain inner health giving impulses. Now, to be able to truly bring in the health, it really is about the faith, love, and hope that also is tempered with the other four virtues: justice, judgment, fortitude, and prudence, or karma, discernment, courage, and carefulness. These four should always be tempered with faith, love, and hope. And the more we do hold ourselves tempered with it, the more we do not allow ourselves to go beyond what we deem as moral and loving and nurturing. To be gentle, to be warm, to be soft, and despite having our, more crude and less worked upon qualities that, well, we do work upon over time, the more we become aware of our less than dignified sides, the more we wish to do something about them. That is a natural inner developmental impulse we have. Of course, we can ignore it and pretend we cannot do anything about it, and hence standing not still, because that's not possible, stagnate and make it become decadent over time. Or we can bring in new life-giving impulses to it by having an enthusiasm and an interest in it. And the more interest we fuel ourselves with, the more the higher worlds give us their hand and give us more impulses and show us more hidden sides of reality that we otherwise would not have considered because we did not have the interest in learning about them. So the more we awake ourselves into this interest, enthusiasm, initiative for growing, unfolding, deepening, broadening, purifying, and ennobling of our own inner being, the more we are given more impulses, inspirations, and intuitive hits, in a sense, as to guidance and to what direction we move towards. So, to hold oneself to one's own values and also at the same time sticking to a certain freedom, for one cannot ever force anyone to do something. You will have to gently guide and, well, suggestion, but we do not touch upon anyone's will, for that is the most sacred inner sanctum of the human being. No, we do work on our thoughts and our feelings first, for that is where our will is working into. And hence, over time, the more ennobled our thinking becomes, the more ennobled our feelings over time becomes, and the more ennobled our will becomes, because it's all about where our will works into. So when we work on our thoughts, our will is working in there, but we do not directly work on our will. That will come indirectly from our thinking and our feeling. And it's about accumulating and collecting enough concepts and enough nourishment from the spiritual scientific as to now I have what the building blocks I need. Now I can, well, confirm what is reality, what is real with these concepts into the physical world, into reality. And hence is what we do. It's experimenting, it's hypotheses and coming to a consensus and coming to a confirmation of these hypotheses in a sense. And that requires us to truly study and to fill our souls with as much knowledge as can be done within this area of knowing, and then check thereafter from reality. And not taking anyone's word for it, but finding out for yourself through your own inner forces, your own inner thinking, feeling, and will impulses, and not being dragged, not being just convinced without any form of checking for yourself. And that is what I always say, don't take my word for it, find out for yourself. Do the job, do the work, and you will not be disappointed. At least that is my experience of the whole thing. And that is truly the only place I can come from, isn't it? From my experiences and from what I have come to an understanding about. So it's all about having that inner joy for learning, for expanding, for deepening one's own I, so that our I can work better within our astral, etheric, and physical bodies, really, sheaths, layers. So when we do come into connections to first we have our ego reflected in our blood, warmth. Then we have the astral world, which is reflected in our nervous system and is also quote unquote air. Then we have the etheric body reflected in our glandular system, emotions, which also is reflected in water. And then we have the physical body, our mineral being, our physical being, our visible being, which is, well, more or less what we can see in front of us, where all of these other three are housed, in a sense, if we can use that word. And the more we work upon with our ego, which is the youngest but purest faculty we actually have, it is the astral and etheric and physical that might skewer our ego a bit, making it either prideful, arrogant, self-serving into an extreme degree, and so on and so forth. But this, our youngest faculty, is our most spiritual, and when we do work with it into our astral, into our etheric, into our physical, it kind of blends in. The sun forces of our ego blends into our astral, etheric, and physical, so they change and form and develop over time to their higher faculties. Our astral becomes our spirit self, our etheric becomes our life spirit, and our physical body becomes our spirit man. And that is when we have truly come into a conscious awareness, awakening, and purifying of these three faculties with our fourth. And it takes time, it takes lifetimes even. And certain times we will just have to wait until the higher worlds deem us ready to know. For they do always observe us and see if we are enthusiastic and have an initiative enough to truly take in and be aware to the many small tidbits they are giving us. And you truly become joyous and enthusiastic about it the more you do it, because you're constantly given those, you're interested in this, here, let me give you this, so that you become even more interested in it, in a sense. And one has to experience it to truly know it, but if you have experienced it, you know it. You truly know it. And I think I will leave you with this today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Michael, Angel Masters of all, ancestors from every incarnation, bless, protect, guide, and love you. And may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, thrive, being creative, inspirational, and healing to the world, so others can choose to follow when the time is right and the courage is as most high. And may you be safe and sound. See you. Love you, my dear sibling. Goodbye.